reverse walking shot I've ever seen.
Our strikes against terrorist targets in Afghanistan and Sudan yesterday represent an intensification in our battle against terror. They reflect our determination to use whatever means we have to protect Americans and others from the threat. The main purpose of the strikes was to prevent further terrorist attacks against American targets, not a retaliation. However, as Sandy Berger explained, we took this action yesterday because we had information that a meeting of terrorists was to be held at the training camp on that day. We also knew that more attacks were being planned. During the past 2 weeks, the United States received numerous threats to our citizens and facilities around the world. Some made furtively in telephone calls, others trumpeted loudly in public statements. We could not simply batten down the hatches and wait for the next attack to hit us. We had to act decisively.
We've had somewhat confusing reports of some Pakistani casualties.
With respect to the terrorist camps in Afghanistan, have sustained moderate to severe damage. The attacks have significantly disrupted. In terms of assessing the impact or damage that was caused by yesterday's attacks, we know first that the so-called pharmaceutical company in Sudan was functionally destroyed. With respect to the terrorist camps in Afghanistan, the assessment of damage has been hampered by poor weather conditions in the target areas. There are some parts of these camps that are not visible by national means, but to the extent our military intelligence people can make these judgments at this point, their conclusion is that the camps which comprise the coast complex have sustained moderate to severe damage. The attacks have significantly disrupted the capability to use these camps as terrorist training facilities. As I say, we will have increasing knowledge. Systematic attack on the United States already began. It began in Cohen.
Not taken out. Will that still be considered a success?
I think it's very important for the American people to understand that we are involved here in a long-term struggle. We have been affected by this before. This is unfortunately the war of the future, and I think that we have to understand the importance of having a sustained operations here, and we're all dedicated to making sure that Americans, whether they are at home or abroad, as well as other innocent people in other countries, do not have to live their lives under the threat of those who believe that taking down innocent people is some form of political expression. It is not any form of political expression. It is not a sense of religious freedom. It is murder, plain and simple.